welcome to today's webinar series from the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor to the Imo State Government. And the topic we are discussing today is export opportunities for agri-produce from Imo State. My name is Kenneth Amechi, and I'm a professor of business and sustainable development at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland, UK. I'm also a professor of sustainable finance at the European University Institute in Florence, Italy. And I'm the Chief Economic Advisor to the Imo State Government, led by Senator Hope Uzodimma. So welcome today to this event, to the webinar. And we promise you an interesting conversation. So we have an array of seasoned practitioners and professionals in this space, and they will be happy to share their ideas with us today. So I'll be co-moderating this with Dr. Jude Nzako, who is the Imo State, the DG of Imo State Investment Promotion Agency. And the host today is the Honorable Commissioner for Trade and Commerce, Comrade Ebebunam. So he will join us at some point to say a word or two to us, and we take it from there. So permit me to then invite Mr. Anthony Ajuruchi to introduce himself and explain to us highlight some of the opportunities he sees in this area. Or before he does that, Dr. Jude Nzako, do you want to say a word or two to our listeners and introduce yourself?
Hello, listeners. I'm glad to be here and welcome you all to today's webinar. Thank you.
Okay, great. So, Mr. Ajuruchi, carry on. Introduce yourself briefly and then highlight some of the opportunities you see in relation to export of agri-produce from Imo State.
Thank you, Prof. Good morning, everybody, listeners. Good morning. I am Anthony Ajuruchi, the State Coordinator of Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Imo State Coordinating Office, Owerri. Yes, today we're discussing opportunities in non-oil exports. And as an agency that is charged with the duties of promoting non-oil exports in Nigeria and Imo State, where I operate from, we know that we have a lot of products from Imo State, and agro also abound. Time will not permit me to enumerate them so much. I will do my best to make sure I mention some of the products that we can easily find and invest in as exporters. Amongst them is palm produce products. We are blessed with palm produce, and the derivatives in palm produce like palm kernel shell, and the rest of them are abound in Imo State. And we will have things like a goosey or melon. We have okwa. We have spices that are various types in Imo State. Ozoza, Oda, Ogli, a lot of them. We have also pepper. We have soup thickeners like ofo, achi, dry ede, which is cocoyam flour. We also have vegetables in Imo State that people can also invest in export business. We also have honey. We have people who are doing this. I'm calling. We have people who are doing them, who are exporting them. That's why I'm using them as an example, so that they will be far-fetched. We also have honey products. We also have tea made of spices, of our local spices. We have teas produced by Imolites that are also exportable, and many others that we can't mention here. My office is at Concord Layout, beside former Elo Moanya's office, the National Council's chairman office, between Oasis Hotel and the Concord Hotel. You find our office there. And I also drop numbers of my staff and myself for people to reach us when they can. And we want to invite Imolites to embrace non-oil export, because that is the only way out of the problem we have economically in Nigeria.
Okay, great. So, Tony, do you want to tell us exactly how your office support people who are interested in this space. So let's assume I want to export cassava or cocoyam. What chances do I have, and how can you assist me?
Yes, as an agency, we facilitate trade, international trade. So what we do basically is to raise capacity of MSMEs, to equip them to be able to do this trade, this international trade. So we do that by helping them in terms of seminars for them, to coach them, because export business is not really anyhow business. So they need to know the integrity of the business. So we train them in export activities, various kinds, from finance to packaging and labeling of their products. We also intervene in terms of production to make sure that they produce quality produce for export, so that we don't have rejects finally embark on export. So we do that. We also help them to link them up with other trade promotion agencies, support agencies like customs and other agencies that are involved in quality assurance. So that we make sure that what we do for them will equip them to make sure that they don't bite their fingers when they embark on the trade. And we have people who have mentored. Some of them are on this panel also. They will speak about that. So we'll do all that for them.
Okay, great. So, but let's come, because we want to be as practical as possible. So here, because we highlight some of the opportunities, and listeners will be keen to ask themselves, how exactly, say, again, can I just walk into your office and tell you that I have this product I want to export, and then you help me find markets, people who can buy this from me abroad? And how can you also help me think through the quality I need to have these products in? So, I mean, those nitty-gritties beyond training. Can somebody just walk in and start conversations with you? If so, how should that happen?
Yeah, it is possible. That's what we do. Our office is open for them. When an attendant comes, we begin by knowing what the person wants to do. If you don't have products, we educate you on that. We also we help them on product sourcing, because we have contacts of those who have these products to link them up with those who don't have. We also help them in terms of market linkage, abroad. We have market links or market leads we give them. And then, because it's not one day trade, so they have to really go through our trainings to equip them. And we also help them to also attend trade fairs. Trade fairs are avenues from where they can meet buyers. An APC spearheads such participation of MSMEs in trade fairs outside the country. So, and such places are where they meet foreign buyers of their products. It becomes easier. We do all that. And then some of the companies that have also done there, some of them are in this panel. Last year, we have those who took to Togo and Gambia and all that, and they come back with a market orders. So
okay, but do they pay? I mean, is it a free service? So
yeah, it's free. All we do is free. All our trainings are free. Everything we do is free. Both packaging training, even helping them to get certification of their products. We have about 3 more companies that have secured certification to take their products to US markets. The FDA certification, very hard to get. Through NAPC, we have helped them to get that, and their products can move to America without ease. No problem, with ease. We do all that for them.
Okay, great. Dr. Judunzako wants to come in. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I just wanted to ask one small question. Is there any guide? I hear you've touched on quite a number of areas, but do you have a prepared guide that a potential exporter can walk into your office and take away to really help himself understand where to start? Do you have such guide?
Yes, we have guide for beginners. We have an array of publications that will help them. One is Export for Beginners. It's a profile that's what they will use.
Yes, that's really important, because a beginner, I'm sure there are quite a lot of beginners, SMEs that will be interested in the export market. but it may not be as straightforward as you've explained here. So, but a guide will help someone who is interested to do more research and find his own market as well. So thank you.
Okay, fine. So in terms of that document, where would they find it? Will it be online or would they need to come to your office? So do you have a website where someone can download the manual and read?
Yes, our website is nepc.gov.ng. All I've said here, a lot of things are bound in that website. And if they also come to our office, we also assist them. We do physical assistance to them, yes.
Okay, fine. I hope our listeners in Imo State and those interested can reach out to you and take good advantage of this opportunity, because sometimes we don't know that organizations like yours exist, you know. So I think this is very interesting. But let me move to somebody who is actually doing this, Apollonia, right? So I want you to introduce yourself and tell us what you do. What sort of business you do?
Yeah, I'm Mrs. Apollonia Amaka Obiloma, the CEO and Managing Director of Green Health Services Limited. I am a nutritionist, aromatherapist, and a naturopathic doctor. We are into production, processing, and packaging of herbal products, therapeutic foods, and spices. We are in Imo State, at Uhi, Owerri West Local Government. We have many products. Our products have we have a FDA certification, and we have NAFDAC number, NAFDAC certification in some of our products. We have range of products like herbal teas. We have herbal teas like Green Healthcare herbal tea. It's very, very good for cholesterol management. We have ulcer tea that is good for ulcer pains, ulcer inflammation, and promotes ulcer healing. We have anti-asthmatic tea that is good for asthmatic crisis and other bronchial problems. We have blood pressure tea. The blood pressure tea helps to relax nerves. It helps those that have blood pressure and those that are depressed and having some other problem.
Okay, fine. So hold on, Apollonia. Then how do you make, because we are talking about export here, right? So how much of these do you export? Yeah.
We have only 4 packets products that we have sent out. Like to send some of our products like spices, and we have food. We have therapeutic food like a cassava plus, Casa Plus. It's a cassava flour, instant cassava flour that we reach with the ginger, turmeric, and moringa. We have the other one that is good for diabetes. Some of those products, they pick them from outside. Then we have some customers at US that normally pick some of our products, but individually, not in large quantity.
So how much of this do you export? How much of this do you export every month, for example?
In a low key for a start for now.
Okay.
Because of the demand, there are just certain customers. Some of them pick them to look for customers. But in Togo, I've been able to send at least up to 200,000 products worth of goods from December to January. And
200,000 naira or $200,000? What the or $200,000? $200,000.
No, not 200.
Okay.
200,000 SEFA. You know they use SEFA.
Okay, SEFA. Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah.
So it's good.
But the other time he bought goods worth of 1,000 SEFA.
Okay.
No, $1,000.
$1,000. Okay.
He bought goods. Yeah, that during the December time.
Okay.
He bought goods worth of $1,000. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So, but now we have another trade fair coming up in Gambia.
Mm-hmm. In Gambia, right? So what you're saying in essence, there is a growing demand for some of the things you are currently exporting, and you see it as a viable business. Is that correct?
It is a very, very, very viable business.
Okay.
What we produce is very, very viable, even within the country and outside the country.
Okay. So
because
what does it take if I want to come into this business? How do I learn about it? Do you train people?
Yes. We do.
Okay.
But like some women that came for spices, I trained them, I guided them how you can do the packaging, because what we suffer here is packaging, coming up to the standard.
Okay. Okay, fine. Hold that thought, and I'll come back to you before long. So, Dr. Nzako, do you want to say anything?
Yes, I just wanted to ask Apollonia there. Would you say that you're able to sell all that you produce at the moment?
Yes, sir.
You sell all
I
that
do.
you, right. So I heard you there say you have some international certification. Why are you not
Yes,
why are
FBA.
you not exploring markets like United States? You have certification there. Why are you not exploring other markets? Do you have any difficulties that you seek for help? You have Anthony there from the Export Promotion Council listening. So why you're not exploring the international market?
We do. We are exploring there. We have at least 2 or 3 contacts here that have taken our product for sample, and they are moving. They're even giving us some report that people are trying to demand that the food, this, that still, they have not come up with actually demanding that we need social quantity, but it's only few samples is what they demanded for now.
Right, okay.
Okay, great. So the Honorable Commissioner is online as well and listening to us. So Honorable Commissioner, whenever you want to say anything, please do let us know. So let me move over to Lillian. Lillian, do you want to introduce yourself and explain to our audience some of the opportunities you have been exploring and exporting from Imo State?
Okay, thank you so much. Good morning, sirs.
Good morning,
can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Lillian, Mrs. Lillian Moses Okoro, and I'm into food exportation. I'm also an academic technologist with Federal University of Technology, Owerri. So initially I started this business as a side hustle, but right now it's a main business. Okay, so I'm into food exportation, and we are registered with CAC. My business name is Ideal Foods, and we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and then also using WhatsApp business strategies too. So I do normal air freight, which includes the normal air cargo, which takes 10 to 14 working days to arrive abroad. And we also do DHL, which takes 3 to 5 business days to get to the destination. That's location, doorstep delivery. We also do frozen shipments, and we do sea cargos. Not every foodstuff can go via normal air freight, and not every foodstuff can go via frozen shipment. Same is also applicable to the sea shipment. So I export palm oil, seasoned dry meat, okwe, yogiri, okwa, oba, dehydrated vegetables, name it, any, but then, because we send these things to families and also to African food stores, we make sure that these items are hygienically processed and packaged. Like beans, for instance, we pick beans before sending out. We pick beans and make sure that it's all the necessary, the chaff and the dirt are completely removed. Same is applicable to egusi or bono. Every food item that is sent out is properly washed for the vegetables and dehydrated. Then for the dry ones, we pick them, clean them up, and package and label before sending out. Now, in a nutshell, we move from Owerri to Lagos. I have people that I partner with that are shippers in Lagos. So I send them out to Lagos, and my shipper continues from there. And the customer knows exactly what she's expecting, and then the shipper sends directly to their doorstep. Then for people that would want to make a pickup, they go to the warehouse, which we have, for instance, in Canada, we have places like Toronto and Calgary where they can pick up from it at our warehouse. But if the person wants doorstep, we deliver directly to the doorstep. So in a nutshell, this is what we do in food exports. Thank you, sir.
Okay, fantastic. So, but how then do you determine, how do people reach out to you? How do you know who to send to and how to send this thing? So do you just ship and then allow your agents on ground in these countries to distribute for you?
Okay, basically, I do my business majorly, let me say about 70% online and 30% offline. Online, it's on Instagram and it's on Facebook. So we make our adverts there, we put up our adverts, we post our products there, And of course, people that are online, I think virtually everybody in the world is online. So it's a global village, so to say. So people, when that advert runs, I think that's why we're even online, to get across to even people abroad to hear us today. So when that advert is online, people in Canada have sent to Canada, US, UK, African countries. So they see those adverts online and they chat us up. Our phone numbers are always there and they chat us up, and this is what I want. So initially breaking the grounds wasn't easy because, trust issues, and a lot of people kind of come with the notion that they are foodstuff vendors and they scam people. But by the time we were able to gain trust, then we've been able to send things to over about, if I'm not exaggerating, over 2,000 people abroad.
2,000. So you have their contacts as well, yeah? So you're building a marketing database there. Okay,
Yes,
but how much do you think somebody who does this without necessarily revealing anything, you're not comfortable with? How much can an average person make doing this every month?
Okay, in a month, for instance, for where there is good sales, somebody can be making up to 300,000, 400,000, as the case may be, depending on the work you put in as profit.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
Dr. Nzako, please.
Yes, thanks, Prof. Lillian, I must congratulate you there. You have set up a good structure for e-commerce business. So I can see you growing now from strength to strength. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Can you share with the public or the kind of challenges that you have faced? I know you touched on one of them, on the issue of trust, but are there other challenges that you faced or you anticipate facing?
Yes, sir. There are some challenges that I face. Number one, I'm going to say that I honestly need investors, people in this kind of business, because when you've gained that trust, it's something like it's a chain. Somebody that has an African store in abroad, and you've been able to meet up with her demand, and she tells a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and the clientele base grows. And when these people come and you don't have enough things to give to them, it's a problem. So the challenge, number one, is investors to be able to invest into the business. So we produce foodstuffs, these things in bulk. For instance, when you're dehydrating vegetables, it's not enough to dehydrate just one bunch of ugu, for instance. We need to dehydrate, have a bigger capacity of dehydrator. Right now, I have about 5 plus 7 plus 12. I have about 17 trays, tray rack of dehydrator. One is a locally produced, one is a foreign one. So we need bigger capacity of dehydrator, and also skilled man to be able to produce in bulk. So when these people make these demands, we do not have to delay them in our process. We just send it out immediately, because sometimes they are not actually very patient to wait for you to make these things available. So they're always in a hurry because they also have a larger market there. Because what we do is we try to make them to have a feel of home away from home. Most of these people that are in abroad, they want to have a feel of ogriwa in Canada. They want to have a feel of processed. They want to have a taste of ozeza. And when you're not meeting up their demand, they tend to shift, maybe because you're not. They call it that you're not ready. So that's one of the challenges that we have. We need investors. We need more skill, and also because of we don't have regular light supplies right now in the country, so we need a bigger capacity generator to help power these equipments that we have, like our oven, our dehydrators. That's just basically what we have as a challenge. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So what it is there, you're asking for more capacity. Does that mean then that you have more demand than the supply at the moment?
Yes, in a nutshell, I would say so. Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, excellent.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, but how much is a dehydrator, for example? So an investor listening here might be thinking, okay, can I support this business? So how much does it cost to buy a dehydrator?
Okay, for a foreign dehydrator, a 12-tray foreign dehydrator right now is about 350,000 naira. That's what it is if you're importing directly from China. But when it gets to this place, of course, they're going to add their normal logistics. Then for a locally produced dehydrator, there's a particular man that does it in Port Harcourt. I got the little one I got from him when I was starting. For a 10-tray dehydrator, he produces it for 170,000 naira.
So how many of these do you need then? So if let's assume you're looking at the 350,000 one. So 2 will be 700,000, 3 will be a little above 1 million. So how many more do you need?
Okay, if I can get a 24 tray dehydrator, I think I'm okay, because I already have 2 dehydrators that are not really serving very well because of the bulk orders. So if I can get a 24 tray dehydrator added to the
What does that mean?
have,
24? Is it just one or
tray
24?
rack.
Okay, how much is that?
Is a rack, is a 24 trays in one dehydrator.
Okay, how much is that?
That should be about 700,000, sir.
Okay, okay, fair enough. So the other thing is, in terms of what they produce, I mean, do you grow them yourself, or do you have people who supply you? So for example, do you have people who are into Ugo, they can send you vegetables or oziza? So how do you source those materials?
Okay, yes, I do have them. I have some farmers that actually plant these things. So when the farmers are not able to meet up to my demands, I go into the rural villages and I buy these vegetables. Then for like, same is applicable to Giri, same is applicable to Okwa and Oba. These things are brought, I get them from the rural areas. Then from villages, I go to the riverine areas. For the fishes, sorry, I go to the riverine areas to get the fishes and dry them for export standard, because we can't just send out any kind of fish to abroad, because of course before they get there they will actually spoil. So there's a certain standard where we dry them to making it export standard, so that customs does not throw them away when it gets there.
Okay, fine. I mean, one of the things we are trying to promote in Imo State is this idea of one kindred, one business, right? Assuming I decide to go into vegetable with my kindred, my kinsmen and women, can we then become your supplier? So that way you don't need to chase us or go to villages. Can can different people or farmers in rural areas organize themselves and become part of your value chain? Is that possible?
Sure, sir. Sure. I'm open to that. Sure.
Okay, fine. And where will we find you? Assuming we wanted to look for you.
Okay, I stay at Ikenebu Extension 38 40 Ikenebu Extension, Owerri, Imo State, just by fire service.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Lillian. Still hold on. I think, if you have any questions, our audience, those online, if you want to type any messages or questions, please do let us know so we can clarify things. And if you are just joining us, this is the Imo Economy Study webinar series organized by the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor to the Imo State government. And yes, today we are talking about opportunities, export opportunities for agri-produce from Imo State. And we are running it in conjunction with the National or Nigerian Export Promotion Commission. Further on, let me go to, Honorable Commissioner, do you have anything to say at this point? Is it convenient for you to come in if you want to? Yeah.
It's just to what the discussions are quite interesting. And
okay, you're listening and you're also picking in terms of the opportunities and challenges they have and how your ministry can also help.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
But just to assure them that it's ever ready to, work with.
Tony, let me go back to you again. I mean, there was this point I heard about money that can be made from palm kernel, the palm kernel and what is it called again? The Nkikaraba, what is it called?
Palm kernel shell.
Fiber.
Yeah, shell.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
hello, Prof. I think I'm online now.
Okay, okay. So, Tony, hold that thought and then reflect on it while OK comes. Okay, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Yes, good morning, listeners. My name is Mr. Okechukwu Awogo, and I am the CEO of Game Resources, Nigeria Limited. Actually, we deal on pineapple, fresh pineapple fruit. And our farm site is located in Ohaji, precisely kilometer 30, Omapo, Owerri Road, Owerri Port Harcourt Express Road, Omapo, Ohaji, Imo State. And our office in Owerri is located at 41 Ekwema Crescent, Ikenebu Layout, Owerri, opposite Kilimanjaro Fast Food.
Actually, we produce large-scale fresh pineapple fruit for export.
Okay, is in a farm in a remote part of Ghana where he's doing with his pineapple people. So that's why the connection
into the opportunities for export here, as we discussed. I would like my have been involved. My
okay, the line is not great. The line is yeah. So do you want to tell us about the opportunities in pineapple? Do you want to explore that quickly with our audience?
Actually, there are a lot of opportunities in pineapple growing. Right now, we are growing in Imo State. Imo State is growing about collectively all the farmers growing pineapple. We are doing so. You see that with this quantity business.
Tony, maybe you can help.
Right now, we are trying to engage
the line
in
is
some
not great,
off-takers.
So Tony, do you want to come back in? So reflect on two things. One is on this palm kernel shell, and let's explore with our audience the opportunities that might be in there. And then if you have the chance, you can also reflect on pineapples.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Yes, there's needs for us to know, for the listeners to know, that we might not be thinking about bigger things to export. There are things around us that we don't even think about that can be exported. One of them is the palm kernel shells. The palm kernel shells, and because Imo is blessed with the palm oil belt, we have palm oil everywhere. So a lot of mills are here and there. So they give out the palm kernel shell as a byproduct of the main product they produce as the palm oil. From the kernel, the shell comes out as it's not being used. Overseas, people look for them for various uses, and it's an area I would advise upcoming SMEs and our youth, everybody, to look into. It won't cost you much, and doesn't require so much standards to meet. That is why it is a virgin area that people can go in and make some earnings. Some people are also doing the export of that from Imo State. One exporter has been doing that. Last year, did some shipment to Japan. And what he got from there is really amazing. Palm kernel shell mixed with a small basket, raffia palm basket. Those are baskets made of raffia, small ones as souvenir they need over there. So you can think of anything that is around you that is not wasted. Nothing is wasted. So this area is really a virgin area, and it's a good area for people to think about. If you have about 5 million, you can go into it, because where to source it is not a problem. All through Magwo, Mbilichi, Umapo area, they are known for palm oil, and these shells are all over there, littered, and you pay little to buy them because they don't use them. So I would advise that people think about that. And if you look at even Okigwe zone or Lu zone, every of these zones have several mills where people are milling oil, and the palm kernel is being dropped as a byproduct. So it is good that you think about that. Then pineapple is also another area that is good. Okay, could not communicate because of distance. So a lot of things are happening in pineapple industry, whether as fresh or as dry. Umagwo, all Umagwo area is also known for this. Umagwo, Amapo, they are known as pineapple producers in Imo State. If you go there, you'll be amazed what you see there. So it is something that can be done. Anybody who has interest can come to us. We link you up with those who are in the field, who are doing that for some induction. And we also in the promotion also will also help you. We'll help them. Anybody who has interest will help you to also put you through, because we work with them and we're the ones developing them per se to meet standards and all that. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, thank you. And I also learned that pineapple is one of the chosen products for Imo State in terms of export. And in Nigeria, Imo State is identified as within the top 5 producers of pineapples. Is that correct?
That's true, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That is true, yes.
Okay, I wish OK could speak to this, but let's say, I mean, the other time also, one of our conversations, you talked about vegetables and some women that are pulling together to do this. I don't know whether you want one of your colleagues to speak about that.
Yes, we have a group of women in cooperative who are really into vegetable exports, mostly Ogo, and they are doing very well. I think if one of my colleagues is online, if she could be allowed to speak, she can speak more on that. Mercy, if she's with us, you can speak more on that.
To speak about the opportunities in Ogo. Yes.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Please, we have a cooperative, it's called Fexdora Cooperative. It's a cooperative that has a number of women, both in the rural areas and in the urban area, where they farm vegetables, ugu, they farm bitter leaf, and other kind of ugu, ziza, and all those kind of vegetables. And they have off-takers that come from the Italy and some other European countries, where they come and offtake from them. Those people pay them to farm, and they come and offtake. They give them the seedlings. They tell them exactly how they want these things done, and it's done like that. Then they will come and offtake. They're basically in the rural areas. Even if you have one plot of land and you're under that cooperative, you can plan to the specifications of what they want, and when it's due, they come and offtake and buy it off you. That's how that works.
So if, again, if my kindred or my village wants to be part of this, what do we do?
Yes, it's to get in touch with Fexdora, the cooperative, then they will incorporate you into their cooperative. Then you can start from there. They will tell you, they will put you through on how to farm these things, because it's not just anyhow. You can't just farm it anyhow, because these off-takers have specifications of how they want it produced. So when you farm it the way they want, then they will off-take it. So you have to just link with the cooperative, then you register to be their member. Because they have, it's like an umbrella of cooperative. That Fexdora is an umbrella of cooperatives. Other cooperatives are under it. So if a village or a kindred wants to join, they will form their own cooperative under Fexdora. Then the cooperative will put you through and connect you with the off-takers.
Okay, fine. Maybe another way also to look at it is that we can come to you as NEPC, Nigeria Export Promotion Council. Then you can introduce us to this cooperative. You can also come through the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor. You can see the numbers on the flyers we shared. We can also put up those numbers again in our chat. So you contact us if you're interested in joining this cooperative, and we'll do our best to link you up to them through the Nigeria Export Promotion Council. That Dr. Nzako, any thoughts, any questions or any ideas you want to share with the audience?
Only just one thing I wanted to ask Tony from NAPC. We know that sometimes the purpose of doing business is to make profit. And first, you must be able to collect your money. So, Tony, is there a provision in place for guarantees for, you may say the SMEs may not need guarantees, but there may be bigger SMEs who might be thinking something bigger. Do you have any provision for guaranteeing people who are exporting in the event that they are unable to collect their payment? Is there anything in place for that?
Okay, to answer you, NEPC does not do such guarantees, because the exporters are trained and to handle their businesses, and the terms of payment are stipulated and as international business demands, and each of them, guarantees the payment. Depends on the one you have. You have FOB, you have CIF. So each of them have insurance cover and all that. So we don't do such such thing as our mandate permits us. We don't do such one, but we help them to make sure that they don't get their fingers beaten.
But do you have insurance companies that can undertake such risk?
Yes, the business itself has insurance components when you do large scale exportation. So
Right.
in terms of payment, we have insurance incorporated into the business. So that is what we do as agency, to train them in these regards of the business. So for those of them who are bigger, they undertake that. Then we, from the scratch, that is where we want them to come to us. Know that we exist, they come to us, we train them, put them through, and help them to build the capacity to be able to do the business.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, Dave, on the final point there, you talked at the beginning about finance. Are you able to assist some of the startups that don't have any resources to take up, but they have good business proposals? Did you say you can assist in that?
Yeah, and NEPC as a promoter and facilitator of trade, we go into intervention. What we do by intervention is we bring these startups or these SMEs, bring them to meet with financial institutions. We midwife their meeting with them and ensure that they assist them reasonably. Then where we can come in is we come in as training them technically, giving them trainings that they need also to thrive in the business, like training them on how to package their products, what to do in the packaging. At times, we also go beyond that. We also help them to train them on, like those in agriculture, we train them on best practices, best agro practices, so that they produce to quality before harvest. Those are things we do as intervention, which are incentives we give to Nigeria.
Right, Tony. Thank you very much. Thanks for that clarification.
Okay, great. So let's move to Apollonia now. So tell us about how you source the materials that you eventually export.
Thank you, Prof. The materials we use are just our vegetables. We source them through the farmers, like bitter leaf. I have good farmers that supply me bitter leaf. Spices, our indigenous spices, they supply me from Omahia and Ingwa. We have all of them around here. We source them locally. And I have farmers, some like Ogo and Oyotas. We source them locally. Even I have some small farm, we have farm. Even I'm negotiating with another man where we can farm Otase in a larger quantity. So we source them locally through the farmers who plant them and who sell them.
So are they organized farmers? Are they cooperatives? How do you find these farmers? How do you know where they are?
Like in Anambra, they have some farmers that deal on the bitter leaf and the scent leaves, and the others is from Ngwa and Omahia. They are in cooperative, but they source themselves. You know, they have this networking that you want to buy, they will know how to gather it for you.
But why do you want to travel all the way to Anambra? I mean, can't this grow in Imo State?
It can, but you know, some of these spices, they take some time to grow. So, and they have not been able to have, I have this women cooperatives, spices, but what they're producing is not big enough. Some of them are complaining they don't have land, they don't have this, but we're trying to have a land where we can farm. But the place we got, we planted about 300 seedlings of Oziza. Within 3 years, we got lost. All of them lost. They died off after surviving. So we spent much money there, and all of them, they were complaining we couldn't be able to go further because we gathered all we have to invest on that, because Oziza takes much time to grow and much money. So that is the reason. So there are existing farmers that have all this, but like Bridge side, there are some people that farm these spices, scent leaf and scent leaf majorly.
What is scent leaf? This is in Chanwa, so is it?
That's
the scent leaf, yeah.
Okay. So we gather them within here, but not much.
Okay, but given where do you see demand? What sort of whether vegetables or spices do you see a lot of demand coming from or coming? Yeah, which of them do you think people are looking for?
Majorly, what they're looking for is, you know, I use them in herbal teas. That's where the demand is small. Herbal teas.
You make herbal teas. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. So Lillian, from your own perspective, where do you see the growth opportunities? What will you encourage people to consider doing at this point, either to support your own growth or come into the space as well?
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm going to say that I also need support to grow. And also, yes, the sky is too wide for two birds to collide. People can come into the business. There are a lot of opportunities in exportation. So many opportunities in exportation of food business. So there's still a lot of people over there that need these items. So I'm not going to, of course, I'm going to start, charity begins at home. I'm going to say that, first of all, I also need support. I need support of financial support for my business to grow. Definitely, I will be able to employ more hands, and that's curbing down unemployment. That's on my own end. And also, yeah, anybody, I'm also willing to train people. Yeah, I'm willing to train people in the business, willing to train them how to process packaged food stuff to get to abroad, and also to be able to, definitely I can give them some links to buyers when I train them. Thank you.
Okay, but what sort of areas, what sort of products or produce, depending on how you want to see that, do you see high demand for it?
Okay, I'm going to say that basically our locally produced, okay, for instance, ogiri, people need it in high, as in people ask for it in the high demand is actually much more than something like maybe beans, egusi. Then also about flours now, swallows, healthy swallows. A lot of people are sick. A lot of people have diabetes, hypertension, and all that. So people are tilting towards eating healthy swallows. So there is a high demand on that area, and I'm really seeing it as in like magic happening there, because people eat demand for plantain flours, potato flour, yam flour, which is called elubo. Plantain flour is called amala. So people are asking for it, the demand, and people are cutting down on eating gari and fufu. So this is where the high demand is right now.
So, but then in that case, the supply side of it, how are you able to cope? So do you get enough plantain or potato from Imo State, for example?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Like I said before, I source from the rural areas. They are locally sourced, actually. People that have plantain trees, plantain plantation, all these rural markets. That's where I go to buy them in quantum. And then, and this is the area I said I need more hands. I said, when we get the plantains, we clean them up, we cut them, and we dehydrate them. The essence of the dehydration is to keep the nutrients still intact, so we don't lose the nutrients.
Okay, that's why you have food technologies, yeah.
So after dehydrating them, sir, we blend, we grind them till it's powder. And at that point, it's ready for the swallows.
Okay, great.
All right.
Yeah, go on, Doc, yeah.
Okay, I just want to ask Lillian there. I'm very excited about our progress. Lillian, have you made any attempt? I know you keep talking about funding, finance, and you heard Tony there from NEPC earlier on. Have you made any attempt to raise finance? Have you prepared proposals? Have you made any requests at all? Because I believe with the structures you have in place, it won't be too difficult for you to raise finance. After all, any investor is only interested in profit. And if you can show that the business will generate profit, I'll be able to repay the loan, you wouldn't have any difficulty. Have you tried to raise money?
Okay, sir. Honestly, I haven't. So what I have been doing is this. I've just been trying to get my gains, get my profits, and reinvest into my business. That's in a nutshell. That's what I've been doing. So maybe like if I make any month, I just gather my profits, remove my capital, gather my profits, and probably buy a dehydrator, probably buy an oven like that. That's what I've been doing, honestly. I haven't actually written a proposal.
Right, okay. I will advise that you quickly see an accountant or a financial advisor who will assist you prepare a proposal. And then you can see people like Tony there from an APC who will now link you with all the other agencies like Central Bank, so on and so forth. So are you there? We'll keep in touch.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Or she can also come to you, Dr. Zako.
Yes.
Yes,
I do know that, but I don't want to. I'm not in that capacity here to.
No, maybe it's about the Imo State investment promotion, right? So
that is
in
correct.
that case, yeah, we can also support her.
Thank you,
she
sir.
has a good proposer who says investors might not be interested in her. So that's brilliant. There is a question there for Tony in the chat that says, have your agency thought of establishing an organized central market? For instance, in Italy, where store owners can source products. Tony, I don't know, do you work with the, say, Nigerian high commissions and embassies abroad to see how we can establish some of these African markets, so where we can also buy Nigerian produce?
Yes, Prof, I will answer that quickly. Recently, the council and APC launched about 3 export trade houses, one in Togo, one in Cairo, Egypt, and one in Kenya. And these trade houses are supposed to be warehouses that will warehouse Nigerian-made products. From there, they could be taken to other countries, making logistics simple and narrow. Then also, we are also thinking of establishing another one in China. In fact, last month, of produce left on a seaport for China, in preparation for the launch of the trade house. That is to answer that. That's what that thing will solve. We have that, and also the NPC is also working on African restaurants and cuisine in some parts of the country of the world, like America and all that. So that is in place, and the idea is to boost the presence of Nigerian products all over the world, to make it more visible.
Okay, brilliant. So I think we've come to the end. Time runs very quickly when we are doing this. So there will be a follow-up conversation on this topic, but that will be on the 4th of March after the elections. So because 2 weeks today will be the election, so we don't want to disturb you or distract you, so they get focused and get the elections out of the way. And on March 4th, we come back to explore these opportunities further, again, with the National or Nigeria Export Promotion Commission. So that leaves me with opportunity now to thank my co-moderator, Dr. Juzin Zako, who has always been a great supporter, and also the panelists, OK Pineapple, as it's called. Sorry, you couldn't join us fluently today from Ghana. Hopefully on March 4th, you'll be able to do so. Tony Adruchi, the director of NEPC, Messi, her colleague, or his colleague, and also to Lillian and Apollonia, who have shared their wealth of experience with us. Thank you very much. And also to thank my team, Jovita Agu, Adeza Shaheme, and Adeza Nwaka.
Thank you, sir.
As well as
Thank
Uba,
you, sir,
who has been able to make this happen. And also to thank the radio stations that have continued to support us, Orient FM, Osiza FM, and Boss FM. So thank you very much, and have a lovely weekend, and look forward to seeing you again on the 4th of March.